Hey everybody, Jaybovenge here. Thanks for joining me again, it's Direct Strike. I have randomed into Carrix again, so let's see if we can redeem ourselves. So I do like to take my fast first guess. It's hard to punish, and I do throw down, especially in the top left position, throw down a unit, probably your cheapest unit right away. You can kind of gamble that this guy might not make anything, and if he doesn't, then we get the income bonus at the beginning here. So that's the whole idea, and it gives us some easy viewing on their defenses that might be here to understand if they're, if it'll tell us who they are. So we're facing green, so let's see if any of the defenses go down. So green, it looks like, are these cannons. 3 cannons means it's Artanis. And then this green player who might leak into our wave is Nova. So we have Nova, leakage, possible leakage, and then we're against Artanis. So against Artanis, I think, as Carax, I think Mirages, because he doesn't have any air splash damage. I don't think. So we're going to upgrade to tier 2, and I'm not going to make anything else. Put our cannons down now because they know who we are. So last time we were against a Vorazun. No Vorazun this time. We are against a Nova. Mirages are also very, very good against Nova because all of her units are expensive, so she will have fewer units in general, meaning that it looks like Nova rushed tier 2 because she can. I think Vision is a tier 2 upgrade. I'm not sure. Anyway, like I had mentioned, Mirages are a good counter to Artanis in general, unless he makes mass Archons, at which point we need Fire Colossi. But any Mirages that make it through will do really, really well against, or not make it through, but any Mirages in the beginning of the wave will do well against anything of Nova's that leaks, except Nova herself, because she cannot be leaked. Or she cannot be lifted. My brain. Alright. We are zoomed out, yes? Okay. So again, Mass Mirages last time did not work, and I should have known better. I should have made enough to just focus on Oracles, and eventually he would have made the Corsairs to take me out. And then I should have simply just made Annihilators and Carriers. That would have been the right choice. Last game, I think. Still, you know, we'll put the video up and I'll see what y'all had to say about it. But Mass Vultures, I mean, it's a cool concept, I guess. Hey, you know what? It's helping me out. You know, Nova can give vision to all of this stuff. Go ahead and we lift these up. Again, we cannot lift Nova. The Mirages, by the way, they become invulnerable for a brief period of time, in case you didn't know. That's why they're quite good. And again, if we make enough of these, we can expect Artanis is likely going to make Archons. And Archons are really the only answer that he has to Mirages, because the Storm is persistent. So the first tick of damage will trigger phasing armor, and as soon as that 1.4 seconds is up, then they'll all die to the rest of the Storms. So I'm going to continue making these Mirages, and I can get a couple more Sentinels as well, just because it never hurts and it can kill Nova. Shouldn't need too many of those. We have Alarak leakage as well. And you'll see our Mirages are going to come in and do pretty good work here. Upgrade air weaponry. And so we have leakage from the previous 2 waves, which is not great. But it is what it is. Now we have to see what Artanis is going to have. Okay, now look. My Mirages are going to absolutely obliterate his Phoenix, so this tech switch by him, it's not going to work, alright? So this is good stuff for me. What I'm going to do is probably go straight to tier 3. Let's go straight to tier 3 so that we can get some Fire Colossi. I think we're going to need those against pretty much all the remaining stuff here. So our Alarak smartly is going mostly Slayers. I don't know why this Alarak has 4 Havocs. That's a bold choice. These Mirages are left over from the previous wave, so anything that we can lift and help our allies with, now we're stacking. And that's another reason why Mirages are pretty decent, because they stack so well. We got some Rainer tanks. Very good stuff. Alright, and no Archons yet from Artanis. So what I'm going to do is, actually, you know what, sell that. I just want to get my upgrades. So we're going to wait for this to finish. We're going to get Anti-Impulse Crystal. That starts the cooldown on Purifier Beam. And see, I don't even need a huge numerical advantage against those Phoenix. We're pretty much always going to win. So I'm going to grab air weapons level 3 straight away. It's a little bold to do that, but I think it's the right choice. If we made carriers, it would probably work pretty well. Carriers go down to Dragoons, and they go down to Tempests. But if you have enough Mirages, you can force them to... Actually, let's move that so it's near this, the shield battery, I suppose. Okay, this... Sometimes I notice that you have to wait. Not enough charges just for this in particular. I don't understand why. Honestly, the Vultures are quite smart here because they absorb the Marauder shots. And then the mines are left over, and as long as he kills Nova, it probably won't be much vision to see those. Okay, what I'm thinking is that this Artanis is probably teching, because he hasn't built anything in the last couple waves. Alright, looking good. We're still pretty much winning here. Again, you don't need a huge numerical advantage, and then these guys are just going to walk through the mines. So, obviously, Guardian Shell on his Phoenix are, you know, good. There's a lot of Havocs here, and actually the mines absorb the Havoc exposed weakness. So that's great stuff. Okay, so we got our +3. We have Purifier Beam up, so I could consider using that on the next wave incoming so we could try to kill the turret. I think what I can do is, well, if I use that against his Phoenix, it's not like my Mirage is going to be able to get in and do anything impactful. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up my next Assimilator. Let's actually sell one of these just so we can get it sooner, because the sooner the better. Alright, so he's making more Dragoons. Mirages, assuming we're going to kill his Phoenix pretty quick here, they're going to get in there. Dragoons do better against Armored. So again, this is why I think ultimately Mirages against Artanis... I think the only answer Artanis has is... like, I almost feel bad doing it. The only answer Artanis has is Archons. And if he made Archons, then I would tech switch. And that's I think, one of the keys to Direct Strike is... when you... I think I mentioned this in a previous video. When you decide that you're going to be offensive with a strategy, you need to expect your enemy to try to counter it, and then you need to know what you're going to do in anticipation of that. So like Mirages, for example, I didn't want to overcommit at first, because I thought, okay, well, if he starts making Archons, he knows how to counter this. At which point I would have needed to save my money and start tech switching. But he didn't. He didn't start making Archons, which means I think I'm pretty much safe to make exclusively Mirages. The problem, too, though, is as soon as he starts making Archons, as soon as he makes any Archon, he doesn't need many to kill this amount of Mirages. And Mirages can't lift Archons because they're massive. So it's just something to keep in mind. You absolutely need to have a strategy in mind and also think about the cost-effectiveness that they could utilize to counter you. Alright, killing this amount of Supplicants is great. It just is going to reduce the survivability on Alarak. I think it's about time we start maybe getting something that can have a little more impact in the long run. And I'm leaning towards Fire Colossi because there's not much that can get on top of them at this rate. And they'll help kill anything left on the ground by the Mirages, but I think we want to put them as far back as possible. This is looking good for now. It's looking okay for now, but also, preemptively putting on Fire Colossi will help work on the Archons if and when they become a problem. Interesting that he's making more Immortals, but I think that might just be to help out against any leftovers from previous waves. So we'll make more Fire Colossi. Obviously, that one just died. That's all right. Eventually, they'll start stacking up with our allied waves. We're not there yet. And every Supplicant we kill, these Supplicants are 110 minerals. They're not super cheap for what you think they might be, and that just means that our allied Alarak's going to kill enemy Alarak super quick. His Alarak will still be alive. He Destruction Waves all those Havocs, and that's just the enemy Alarak wave down the drain. All right. I'm actually thinking a line of Sentinels in the front to support these Fire Colossi. We want to move back just a little bit because we do want our Mirages to get in there and just start lifting stuff as soon as possible. So we would need both of these. I'm going to grab Advanced Repair Systems. It's just a natural upgrade that's always good. Honestly, him lifting these tanks is a good thing because then the Immortals can't shoot them. And then they'll get dropped and then can start damaging the Dragoons again. Alright, so our ally did just a plethora of good work there. And now I have Fire Colossi who can support against the Alarak wave as well. So again, the more stuff that we kill in this Alarak wave, that just means our allied Alarak can push better. Enemy Alarak goes down. This Fire Colossi is still in there, and it just does massive damage. It's 20 up front, but it does 150 over time. So we get this to start damaging the Photon Cannon. And we'll be in better shape. We're lifting up some of these Marauders. And just watch this Purifier Colossi. It has 11 kills, and it's only existed for one wave after we put it down after the previous one. All right. So let's grab Reconstruction. Go down a couple of these. Probably want to focus on getting some of these upgrades here soon enough. And the leftover mines are actually being extremely useful. They want to get to the back to get to my Fire Colossi. And who was that left? That was Nova. Okay, well. I think they realize that they've lost. So, you know what? I'll take it. We're only against Alarak now. Which means we want to change our strategy. But actually, Mirages and Colossi still work against this pretty well. You know, it sucks when you win this way. It's never over. They still have their turret up, but you know, it's kind of it's a feels bad man kind of moment when this is how you win. But now Yellow's gonna spawn every single wave, so Direct Strike is balanced around people leaving, sort of. It just means that this guy is just gonna spawn with the same frequency. And yeah, Alarak going ham in there. And I think a lot of him surviving there was less the fact that he had supplicants and more that just a lot of stuff was dying. He killed all those vultures. He gets healed for everything that dies. And here comes our... I mean, I could Purifier Beam, but it would just be mean. It's the Beam of Cowardice. That's what I call it. I use Purifier Beam if their waves are stacking up. Again, because you're afraid that they're going to push through and destroy your bunker or something. But I'll say GG, sorry, Yellow. 3 Warp Prisms, but why? All right, well, that was a decent game, and we got some Jaybovenge with Carax there. All right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time for some more Direct Strike. See you.